roots back home, but back away nice and slow. Feel the ebb and flow. Please get sucked out to sea. I wonder where you are, 'cause you know I take these things kinda extra hard. This back and forth will take me anywhere I need to be. I can't need you anymore. You're out there, you're on your own, and I can't need you anymore. They say all good things must end, but it's been too long since I've seen one again. It's over now, you played your role, now it's time to dissipate. I may not get very far, let's be honest, I will never be a star. But holding on will take me anywhere it needs to be. Take a good look, 'cause I'll be gone. I can't need you anymore. You're out there, you're on your own, and I can't need you anymore. Tell me I'm wrong, anything to make it easier. Oh, keep your secret songs, 'cause I can't hear them anymore. Oh, tell me when it's all done, take these memories and burn them all, one by one, 'cause it's not fair to keep holding on. I can't need you anymore. 'Cause you're out there, you're on your own, and I can't need you anymore. 'Cause it's not fair to keep holding on. Oh, take your words back home, back away nice and slow. Feel the ebb and flow, but please get sucked out to sea. dress it up in red. If that's how you want it, but you would rather get out, I will still hold you back from the edge. I will wait with you till the end. If that's how you want it, I'll be your audience and I will still hold you back from the edge. Will still hold you back from the edge. I will wait with you till the end. I will still hold you back from the
Welcome, race fans from around the globe. Here they come, out of turn 4, to the white flag, and it's 1 to go. Good evening, sim racing fans, and welcome to 1 to Go Studios coverage of the 2021 season number 3 of the North-South Race League Street Stock Series presented by J&G Hardwood Flooring, 5-Star Realty Group, Kelly's Custom Engraving, and Track Time Entertainment. Tonight we bring you coverage of round 12 live from USA International Speedway in Lakeland, Florida. I'm Harold Darter. Thank you for tuning in tonight. The guys have just finished up practice qualification. Up next. As you see here is the J&G Hardwood Flooring Stars and Stripes 125 here at USA International Speedway in Lakeland, Florida. Currently, like I said, qualifying is underway. Let's check out the LottiesTravelWorld.com weather for the Stars and Stripes 125. Currently mostly cloudy, as you see as we're going through the different cameras. Air temperature 77 with a track temp of 91. So they're going to be sliding a little bit around those corners tonight. Relative humidity 37 degrees, wind slightly out of the northwest at 8 miles per hour. That was weather presented by LottiesTravelWorld.com. You're looking for a vacation, staycation, or just trying to get out of the house, contact LottiesTravelWorld.com to get your travel arrangements taken care of. Let them plan so you can tan. And Kathy Joe, as usual, checking in with us on the 1 to Go Studios Facebook Live page. We're glad that you're here tonight. The North guys are going to try to upset the South here in Florida and try to take home that $25 cash prize for the North winning at a enemy track in the South corridor. Let's check in with Phil Martin as he's getting around the racetrack here. I'll show you your times up on the board. We'll give that there for there's Phil. Phil Martin, one of the admins here at North-South Racing League, in that 46, driving for the North Group. Doyle Cooper checking in on the NSRL Facebook Live page, and let's go Matt Dula. And Dante Curtis posting the fastest time just now. Phil Martin up to the 6th spot on his first qualifying run of the 23.15. Gonna need to get down to the 22s to bump off Dante. Can he do it here? No, he's not. It's gonna be a top 6 for Phil there. Currently checking with Travis Hoffler at number 20, a South driver. Gonna throw our sponsors tag up there in the bottom right hand corner of your screen. We thank to all of our sponsors for providing the coverage for tonight's race here at USA. That top bar will be blue or gray depending on which of the teams is on top. Currently right now on top is Dante Curtis, a South driver. And as Travis Hoffler puts a 23.227, and that'll put him in the 9th position. Let's see who else I've got. Kirk Saggart coming out. He's a North driver, number 40. Kathy has all the confidence in the world that the North drivers will pull off the upset here. Her second lap was a 24.386. Put him down in the 18th position. You got Jared Apel, the number 51, out there for a late run with 1 minute left in practice. Currently in the 8th spot, coming around his last corner for his second lap. At number 51 was of a 23.004, put him into the 3rd spot. So it looks like everybody has qualified that wants to. And this will be a good time for us to get into the current schedule, or the current standings, I should say. Ryan Johnson leads the way with 3 wins, and Grosser, Dula, Curtis, Apel, Brian Hacker, Dustin Shepard, Will Eastman, JD Rich, and Braden Klasinski. Those are your top 10 for the J&G Hardwood Flooring Street Stocks Championship points. We're going to go right into the 5 minute of warm-up, since all the drivers will make the field tonight. Ryan Johnson was the winner last week at Dover. So he will be put to the back on an EOL. So his position will be negated by that. We'll go through the grid once they grid up here in about 5 minutes. So that is your standings coming into week number 12. About 2.5 minutes remaining, so we go through our sponsors at this time. Start off with the Hard Charger sponsor, which is Track Time Entertainment. The Hard Charger award is earned by a driver who gained the most points in the race, and a picture of their car is taken and posted to the Facebook page with its own write-up to highlight the accomplishment. Not only has Track Time Entertainment picked up the weekly Hard Charger, but they are offering our drivers a discount as well. Track Time Entertainment is located in Texas and builds custom driving simulators with a personal touch. Rigs are fully customizable with color options and utilize 80/20 US extruded aluminum. These rigs offer a wide range of adjustability as well as different options for wheels, shifters, and keyboards. The possibilities are endless. If you can dream it, Track Time Entertainment can build it for you. Brian Holman comes into the One to Go Studios Facebook and says, I hope somebody other than the Tiny Horse wins. And I believe all the drivers are looking at a bounty for the Tiny Horse. Not sure. I think I heard a little bit of a rumor about that, but we'll see. J&J Hardwood Flooring is a small family-owned business which started in 2005, located in Christiana, Tennessee. Serves all of Middle Tennessee. Owners Josh and Brandon Kluzinski have a combined 35 years of experience to serve all of your flooring needs. From new construction, remodels, or even small repairs. For estimates and scheduling, call 615-904-2218. Also, another sponsor is the 5-Star Realty Group. They're located on the Emerald Coast in beautiful Panama City, Florida. 5-Star Realty Group has years of experience in residential properties, investment opportunities, vacation rentals, and commercial properties. They look forward to helping you with all of your real estate needs. Check out 5-Star Realty Group. If you're there in the Panhandle of Florida, in the Panama City area, they can help you out. Kelly's Custom Engraving is our onboard camera sponsor for tonight, and they're located locally owned and operated business in Beulahville, North Carolina, specializing in custom engraving of wood, leather, glass, acrylic, and many more materials. Be sure to like and follow their Facebook page to view all their amazing products and place your order today. They are also the sponsor of all the Showdown plaques that are made out of wood. You can check out the North-South Race League Facebook live page, and we're getting ready to grid up and get ready for action for tonight. Your grid for tonight is Travis Hoffler and Adam Gable, and they are on the front row. We did invert to 10, which we have been doing quite a bit here lately. And Matt Cook, Philip Martin will be on row 2. Inside of row 3, Joe Witowski. Outside of him is Scott Seredinsky. Tyler Tomasi and Jared Apel will be in row number 4. Row 5 on the inside, Tiny Horse Johnson, who is number 2 in qualifying, with Dante Curtis on the outside. He was the fastest in qualifying. We have Jonathan Cross and Dylan Kalin in row number 6. Row 7 is Jesse Womack and Robbie Clavey. Row 8, Shane Loveridge and Jeff Mathis. Row number 9 is Thomas Stewart and James Grimm. Inside of row 10 is Kirk Saggart, and outside of him is Jordan Madron. And Dan Janjanin will roll out the end of the field in row 11 in the 21st position. That's your starting grid provided by the 5-Star Realty Group for the Stars and Stripes 125 here at USA International Speedway in Lakeland, Florida. As we get ready to get going live, wait for that pace car to get out of the way so we can go to green flag racing for 125 laps. So some penalties are being given. April says, go get him, Tiny Horse, and Brian says he's won enough. He has won 3 times in the street stocks, and it seems like he's on fire in the ARCA series. He's only had one person other than him win in the last 2 months. Cole Hoffler says, Kenneth. Kathy even went over to the Facebook for NSRL and says there's no reason that Ryan can't win again. So here we go. We're off and racing with that number 91 leading the way with Travis Hoffler on the inside. Bill Martin in the second spot, right behind Adam Gable. The 91 has stretched himself off to a decent lead. Start off the first lap, so the North in control of the South track.
We're being attacked!
That sound made it say the North has command of the South track, so the enemy at the gate with all those North drivers, and a caution has come out. Ooh, the 24 and the 18 get into each other. And 10 looks like he slides himself around there. Pretty much looks like a self spin. The number 10. Not a lot of damage, so he'll be able to get back. Now, this is interesting. We have a lot of drivers. Johnson, Madron, Loveridge, and Jonathan Cross, Kirk Sager, all coming down the pit lane. So 20 drivers started the race. Looks like James Grimm has disconnected. And Kurt Sager at the 40 is a lap down. Currently on pit lane. Lots of damage to that 40 machine. Ooh, 76 and the 40. There's the contact between the two of them. Maybe I can back that up a tad so we can see what happened here. So the 76 was up the racetrack after going into the grass. The number 10 of Jonathan Cross issued an EOL for the self-spin. And we're working lap number 6 of the 125 laps. This is race 12 of the 13 race season for the North-South Street Stocks. Next week, final race will be at Martinsville. It'll be a showdown event, so it'll be an extended race with a Kelly's Custom Engraving plaque to be given to the race winner. Cale Curtis checking in and wishing Dante Curtis good racers. A go for Dante Curtis. Right here is we're on board there with Adam Gable, who has control on the inside as we're off and racing. Outside of him is Philip Martin. So the North has control as they're 1, 2, 3. The first South driver is Travis Hoffler. with Dante Curtis, who's moved up to the 5th spot, or now the 4th spot, after being shuffled back to 10th on the inversion. So the fastest car now moving up into the top 5 and is challenging the 3 North drivers as we're working lap number 9 at Jared Apel, that 51 fastest time for race trim. And Adam Gable and Philip Martin are battling side by side through the corner through turn 3. See somebody off onto the apron in turn number 3 and heading to the pits as we have contact with the 64 and the 3 of Ryan Tiny Horse, and that 64 shot up into the wall, and that's surprised that did not bring out a caution. Looks like Philip Martin is now taking control of the top spot as you see the 3 North drivers there, with Phil Martin getting around that street stock, getting around. He's up in the top spot. 51 of Apel right behind him, with Dante Curtis also on that low side. Looks like Gable is losing positions on that high side. There's the 64 limping around, trying to get back to pit lane. Phil Martin sliding high. It's Tomasi around the 03. So 12 of 125, Ryan Johnson, the fastest car on the track. But he had a little bit of a run-in with a car earlier. Like the 64 may have gotten to the side of the car. As Phil Martin continues to lead the way here. Yeah, that 14, and that's Jesse Womack in the 7th spot. Matt Cook in front of him in 6th. See, it's almost a single file all the way back to Travis Hoffler in the 20. Fastest lap again, Ryan Johnson. And Cook, Apel, and Tomasi, this little small group here at Womack, as we're on with Matt Cook. Now back to Tyler Tomasi. He's looking on the inside of the number 91. Right there at the stripe, he has the inside line. Look at the 30 underneath the 91. And Tomasi looking to take that inside line. Looks like Womack got a little bit loose coming off the corner, number 2. That 30 now takes the spot from the 91. We have 15 of 125 down and away. So single file until you get to Cook. And he's on the outside of Dylan Kalin. And also has this Joe Witoski in the 24 with them, running a Star Spangled 24 today. $18 a little bit loose, 24 right behind him as we continue to march down with Jared Apel in the top spot now. Race control issued a drive-through penalty to the number 33 of Scott Karditsky, which has been served under green. We'll back up to the front here of Apel being chased down by Dante Curtis, with Phil Martin with them and Tyler Tomasi. So the sea of North drivers, Dylan Kalin, Matt Cook, and Dante Curtis. Dante Curtis, the highest South driver, trying to regain control of the South track. Yes, we are on the panhandle of Florida. 64 Thomas Stewart has just disconnected. Looks like Dante Curtis is having connection issues as he has completely disappeared from the racetrack. When he was in the second spot in the hunt looking for Jared Apel, I still do not see Dante Curtis. One more thing for our drivers that have to deal with is internet issues, and Dante Curtis looks like he's been bitten by the internet bug and has been disconnected from the server. And a tough break for Dante Curtis as he was challenging up through the field. Now we have Phil Martin and Jared Apel with about an 8/10 of lead over Tyler Tomasi as you start to see the field spread out. Phil Martin looking to see if he can get around that 51 as we're working lap number 24. Ryan Johnson did pit on lap 3 under the caution, and he is up to the 6th spot. And you see Martin and Apel continuing to control the race from the front, but Tyler Tomasi and Womack are there. Ryan Johnson was the second fastest car in qualifying, and he has moved up into the 6th spot. Like I said, he did pit on lap 3 under the first caution. More of a exchange for Jared Apel as you heard that car screeching through that corner. These tires are going to be wearing out quickly. Those right rears, I would think, are going to be taking the biggest beating here with the street stocks here at this 3/4 mile track in Lakeland, Florida. Kirk, the number 40, chiming in. He says this is a nice race to watch from the pits as that 40 is continuing to be worked upon. So Bill Martin, Jared Apel, Tyler Tomasi, Jesse Womack, and now Ryan Johnson, the top 5 as you ride on board here with Jared Apel. Looking on here, the 51 and the 46. And Tyler Tomasi has moved in about 6/10 behind Phil Martin. And this is your top 3. And the rest is starting to spread out throughout the field. Using their eye in the sky. Starting to see how the track is starting to wind out here. Pretty much single file throughout the race here. As you're watching the drivers get around USA high in the sky from our blimp camera. And Shane Loveridge is also on pit lane. Been there for over 8.5 minutes. So some major damage being repaired on the 72 ride. So 15 cars on the lead lap of the 20 cars that started. Again, we're back on with Apel. And you see him getting on that back stretch. He has a 46 right there on the back, poised to take advantage of any mistake the 51 may make. He's with the 46 looking on the inside. He's going to dive down to the bottom. Phil Martin under is attacking the 51 onto the backstretch. They're going to side by side. It's a drag race to turn 3. Phil Martin has the inside line. Apel up high. Continue to work out of the front stretch. Phil Martin is going to edge him and take back the lead. That allowed Tyler Tomasi to mount a charge up to the second spot, sliding underneath Jared Apel for second. So Phil Martin, he's been gone for quite some time. They tell me he has a new job. Well, to talk to him about that, I mean, doing pretty good with his first race back in a while. He's starting to stretch his lead, 3/10 already to the race leader, Philip Martin, as we're working lap number 38 of the 125. Looked like Martin was just biding his time behind Jared Apel, and now he's ready to go. And it looks like the number 3 of Tiny Horse has figured out something, and he's in the top 5. And that looks like Shane Loveridge at 72, and he'll stay on the inside, let the drivers lead cars by him. He's just limping around the racetrack right now. And we have 46 to 51, the 30. Jesse Womack, Ryan Johnson on top 5. All North drivers. The first South driver is Matt Cook. And then he has company with Jordan Madron and Dylan Kalin to round out the top 10. So Philip Martin was very comfortable getting around this track. He's biding his time, putting the laps down as they come. Got a really good line and a really good rhythm around here at USA. He's got 2 cars right there on his back deck, and Jesse Womack bringing it up as well. And not far behind him is Ryan Tiny Horse Johnson. Apel looking to attack the 46, decides to stay in line. A little bit of a stack up there as the 51 had his back out, the 30 backs out. This is letting the Jesse Womack 14 to get closer. And this is 7/10 behind Womack is the number 3 of Ryan Johnson. Dante Curtis has reconnected. See if he can get back onto the racetrack. He's being scored some 22 laps down as we're on board with Jared Apel as he's right behind that 46 of Phil Martin. You see the top 4 there, and right out of view just behind them is the number 3 of Ryan Johnson. But them first 3 look like they're hooked together at the bumpers as they look like a tandem, 3-man tandem coming through to the stripe. We just finished lap 45 of the 125. 80 laps to go. On board again with Jared Apel as he's right behind race leader. Ooh, Tyler Tomasi really loose coming down the front stretch. Everybody backed off, let him get it back underneath his his car, and now the top 5 all together. A car length separates them. The 40 car of Kurt Saggart back out on the racetrack. And he's just going to ride around the top and let these guys go by. Jared Apel looking for the lead again underneath the 46 of Phil Martin. Phil up on the high side, has the push off. As the 51 still under the attack, coming on the inside. Off of turn 4 to the strike. The 51 has the nose. And looks like he's bringing Tyler Tomasi with him, the way that Phil Martin did earlier under the 51. But now they got company with Womack and Tiny Horse with them. The 30 now underneath Phil Martin. And Justin Womack going to go down there as well. They're going to keep Phil up high. He might be going back to 5th from 1st. Looks like he steps back in line. He's in the 3rd position. So Jared Apel regaining the lead on lap 50. And Dante Curtis back out on the racetrack. So 2 cars out, Stewart and Grimm. As Jared Apel, Tyler Tomasi, Phil Martin with Ryan Johnson and Jesse Womack with them, top 5. And these 5 are almost 3 seconds ahead of the 6th place driver, the number 91 of Adam Gable. Jared Apel's leading the way for lap 52 with a 125. Top 3 are now starting to spread away as Johnson has gotten around Womack to get into the 4th spot. But the top 3 about a second advantage over the small group of Johnson and Womack. 30 of Tomasi all over the back deck of the 51, challenging him. And Dante Curtis is right there in front of the number 3 of Ryan Johnson, as we're on board again with Jared Apel. Meeting here. And a reminder, Kelly Custom Engraving is providing our onboard cameras for tonight. Dante Curtis, he's up there, wants to mix it up with these leaders. And Dante Curtis is 28 laps. Oh, Jared Apel up into the wall as Tyler Tomasi takes over the lead for the first time tonight. As Jared Apel up into the outside retaining wall. I'm saying Dante Curtis being scored 28 laps down. He's trying to get one of those laps back the hard way. He was the fastest car on the racetrack for qualifying, and he had an issue with his connection and was disconnected from the race server. And it looks like he's really wanting to mix it up with the leaders here. Even though he's down, he wants to prove that he was able to stay up here with these guys. Shane Loveridge now has disconnected, so that's 3 drivers that have manually disconnected. And Loveridge was 33 laps down. He'll be put into the 18th spot. And Johnson on the back of this train. There's a 6-car train in currently the 5th or the 4th position. With number 10 and Cross down there, it looks like he's coming off of pit lane. And there's Jared Apel. You see the right front damage on his race car as we're right behind The second place driver, the 46, looking out the window. And Dante Curtis was wedged in between the third and fourth driver, between Apel and Johnson. So 61 of the 125 have been put into the books, so we're coming up on the halfway mark. '51 sliding way high up the racetrack. Tiny Horse Johnson moves himself up into the third spot around Jared Apel as he's just following Dante Curtis going through the field. And at 0-3. So Tyler Tomasi in control of this race at lap number 62. As we come around this time, the cross flags will be out. We're on the backstretch with Tyler Tomasi leading the way. On board with Johnson. We're coming off of turn number 4. The cross flags in the air. As we're past halfway now for Tyler Tomasi leading the way. Phil Martin having a great show here in the second spot. Right behind them is a lap car of Dante Curtis, and he is keeping that 3 at bay behind these other two drivers. Jared Apel fishtailing there. Number 3 looking to get around the 0-3 so he can get working on the other two drivers in front of him. Curtis not going to let him get by easily. Down low the 3 goes underneath the 0-3. Here in wall contact behind these guys. It looks like Tiny Horse just doesn't have the drive on the inside line that he needs to get around the 0-3. Tiny Horse looking to find a way around Dante Curtis for riding on with working here with Tyler Tomasi continuing to lead the way on board here with the 3. Like the Tiny Horse Nation is speaking up. Heather now commenting, "Let's go, Ryan." So Tomasi continuing to lead the way. Bill Martin behind him. Ryan Johnson in the third spot. .71 of the 125 are complete. Tyler Tomasi catching the number 8 of Jeff Mathis, who's the last car on the lead lap in 11th spot. As you look for Tiny Horse trying to find a way around the 0-3. As you see, as Adam Gable in the 91, and he's 3 laps down. Looks like Phil Martin coming to pit lane. Tyler Tomasi coming down the pit lane. And he almost lost it, but Tomasi gets it down there. New race leader, Ryan Johnson, with the 0-3, trying to get around him to get a lap back. And there's Dante Curtis on the inside of Ryan Johnson. Jonathan Cross directly behind number 3 and the number 10, who's 3 laps down. So Ryan Johnson leading the way with Matt Cook 4 seconds behind him. Tiny Horse coming down pit lane. So it'll be a new leader here. It'll be Matt Cook is your new race leader, the number 15 S driver, as the South has regained control of the Florida track as people are starting to come down pit lane. Like Matt Cook and Dylan Kalin and Travis Hoffler all have stayed out for 76 laps now. We're on board this with Dante Curtis being shown 27 laps down. There's some people coming down pit lane. Now Matt Cook coming down. Dylan Kalin is now the race leader. And the number 18. Look at Dante Curtis in the back of the 14 ride. So Kalin is the only driver that has not pitted yet. Dylan Kalin, the number 18, is currently your race leader. And he's coming down pit lane this time by the once all of the green flag pit stops have been accomplished. It looks like Jared Apel in the number 51 will be our new race leader. So Jared Apel, the new race leader, as he's working around the number 8 of Jeff Mathis. Matt Cook now coming up out of pit lane, and he is a lap down to the race leader. Ryan Johnson 9 seconds behind Jared Apel. Phil Martin is in the 3rd position, 16 seconds back. Tyler Tomasi's 20 seconds back. Looks like everyone else is a lap down to the leader. So the top 4, Apel, Johnson, Martin, and Tomasi, as we have some beating and banging going on between the 14 and the 8. And that would be Jesse Womack and Jeff Mathis. 4 cars on the lead lap as we're working lap number 81. 18 comes off of pit lane. So Jared Apel brings the track back to the north side. The enemy of the gate, the $25 in play for the north driver, winning at the south track. We're on board here with Dylan Kalin, number 18, who briefly had control of the racetrack in the top spot, now being shown 2 laps back. As you see, race leader Jared Apel, as we're right behind with Matt Cook, who's currently a lap down to the race leader, the number 51 of Apel. It looks like Cook maybe trying to get his lap back, racing around the 51. Matt Cook has about 7 laps better tires. He may be able to do that. Keep an eye on Matt Cook here. 18 into the wall on the backstretch. See Cook there trying to find a way to get around Apel. They come down the front stretch to finish lap number 84. Apel coming to the stripe. Sees 40 to go. 40 laps remaining. So 40 laps left. Let's check in with all of our drivers. His race leader Jared Apel in the first spot. Been up here most of the day. In the second position now is Ryan Tiny Horse Johnson, who is the winner from Dover last week and is on a hot streak in the ARCA series. Third position is Phil Martin, one of the admins, been on a pretty long break. Glad to see him back today in the top 3. Tyler Tomasi, he's in the 4th position. Matt Cook at 15S, currently in the 5th spot. He's the first car a lap down, so he would be the lucky dog. Got into the wall there briefly. Adam Gable behind him in the 91. Jonathan Cross, he's in 7th position in number 10 ride. Jordan Madron in the 8th position in Madron Motorsports. And Robbie Clabby, he's currently holding the 9th spot in that 73. Has Joe Watoski in that 24 Liberty red, white, and blue car for the Stars and Stripes race today. Travis Hopper in that 20S is on the outside of the race leader. He's in 11th. Then the 18th is 2 laps down. Jeff Mathis also 2 laps down in his 5-star Realty number 8. The number 33 is Scott Serdinsky. He's in the 14th position. He's trying to get around that number 10 ride there. Jesse Womack currently in the 14 in the 15th spot. Dante Curtis down 27 laps in the 03 is in 16th. And Kurt Sager on pit lane getting service done is the last car on the racetrack in the 17th position. So that was your run through momentarily quickly for the Stars and Stripes 125 as the caution is out. Let's look here with the 24 and the 73. And there's contact between the 24 and the 73, sending the 73 up to the wall. So that's going to bring out the caution at lap number 91, or 90. Actually, number 91. So the 92 here is to our race leader of Jared Apel. So the top 3 all coming down. Apel, Johnson, Tomasi, and now Phil Martin in the 4th position moves into pit lane as well. So top 4. It should put Matt Cook into the top spot here, or the wave around spot. And Mike Xavier at race control, saying the 24 is going to go back to the back of the line for contact with Robbie Clavey in that number 73 there, as we watched on the replay. So Matt Cook ends up getting back onto the lead lap. And it looks like we have 7 cars on the lead lap now. Looks like Gable and Cross may have stayed out, and it looks like they did, so that they can get one of their laps back and get back on the lead lap. So we'll be under 30 laps left when we get back under green flag conditions, under 15. With Matt Cook going to go down and get some service done, we'll do while he can under caution, as he is back on the lead lap. Waiting for the one to go signal so we can get the lap cars their lap backs and bring the lead to the number 51. We have a free and clear racetrack with the number 3 on his outside. And Phil Martin at 46 ride gonna be right there. And Tyler Tomasi ends up getting around to the drivers there, trying to get into his position. Should be the 4th spot. All right, the one to go signal. So those drivers that were behind the pace car but in front of the race leader get waved around. The 51 and the number 3 will be the front row. The 46 and 30 will be in row 2. Matt Cook is end of the line because of him getting the wave around, so he's in the back of this little pack here. Adam Gable, the 91, and the 10 of Jonathan Cross stayed out so that they would get back onto the lead lap. 7 cars on the lead lap. First car a lap down is Robbie Clabbing at 73. Right now, the North holding the top 5 positions. Waiting for the pace car to duck off and get us back to green. Race control has just given us an extra lap. Looks like we're going to go green here. So Apel, like Martin on the inside of Johnson. It looks like Robbie Clabby into the inside retaining wall. Let's see what happened there. Gonna wait for race control to make a call on that one. We've seen contact there between Mandarin and Clabby. So working lap 100, so 25 laps left to go. We're under caution here. That restart did not go well. Hope these guys can stack it back up and get ready to go again. Recipient of the lap around there was the number 18 of Dylan Kalin. I would suspect that Gable and Cross were both going on a pit lane this time, which they did get their servicing. So getting back on the lead lap was good for the two of them, and now they can get some service done. Looks like race control has issued the EOL penalty to both Clavy and Madron, so it gives an equal share to both of them. Lights are still on the pace car. Wait for race control to give the signal of 1 to go to the pace car so we can get back under green flag conditions. Be just over 20 laps to go once we go back to green flag. So Jared April on the inside. Outside of him would be Phil Martin, Ryan Johnson, and Tyler Tomasi, with Matt Cook now the top South driver. Then Jonathan Cross, Gable Kalin be your top 8 on the lead lap. Everyone else at least a lap down. Pretty clean racing tonight. Nobody in anywhere close to having any issues with the 14X. And the way North-South Racing League is, if you get a 14X, basically 14 contact or incident points, and you will be disconnected. It'll be like, poof, there goes Twilight Zone, bye-bye car. The way the points work: 1 for leaving the surface, 2 for contact, 4 for heavy contact, which usually causes another car to spin or make heavy contact with the wall or another driver. So 14X is basically, you know, you're getting in a little bit too much, maybe some aggressive driving. They put in that 14X limit. If anybody driver gets that 14X, regardless if they were the one who started the contact or not, their car will disappear from the racetrack and everybody else will continue racing. As we get ready to go back to green flag here as we complete 103, 22 laps left in the race. 51 race leader, followed by Phil Martin. Phil Martin looking for a way to get around the 51 as they're single file through the top 4. There's Phil Martin looking to the inside of the 51. He's there. He's going to make the pass right along that line. Phil Martin holding that car right along the yellow line. He's going to be underneath it with Jared April. As they're side by side off the backstretch, turn 3, Tomasi right behind him. Ryan Tiny Horse Johnson in the 4th spot. Matt Cook looks on as Phil Martin edges Jared April for the lead on lap 105. Ryan Johnson, fastest car on the lead lap right now. 30, it goes underneath the 51. We've seen this a few laps ago as Phil Martin starts to extend his lead, with Ryan Johnson looking for a way to get around so he can make a challenge to the front. He's underneath Jared April, looking to go right behind Tyler Tomasi, as there's that number 3, followed by the 51. So under 20 laps to go now. Caution. The 8 sliding all over. Gets the car back, wound up. Side by side door there with the 24. To the 14 sliding here, and the 8 looks like he just gets loose as he sees what's in front of him there. Sorry about that long replay. He's trying to find out where our actual caution came from. As now race leader Phil Martin, as we're looking to finish lap 109 here. Travis Hoffler down pit lane. Jeff Mathis going to give the EOL for causing the last caution. Adam Gable currently has the best set of tires with Jonathan Cross, both with 10 laps. Looks like the average right now is between 15 and 30 laps of tires. Everybody should be good on fuel and tires through to the end. We just completed lap 110, so we have 15 laps left to go. Looks like we're going to have a couple more laps under caution as the race control has not given the pace car the one to go signal just yet. Alright, getting ready to go back to green flag. Lights are off on the pace car, so he's going to make that hard left, and we're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing. We'll have 13 laps left in the race when the pace car moves out of the way. The 46 has control coming to the green flag. Phil Martin gets the jump, jumps out in front of Tyler Tomasi. Tyler Tomasi looks like he got a cut across the nose of the Tiny Horse Johnson, but keeps the car going straight, still sliding around the backstretch. It's allowed Phil Martin to get over to a 0.6 second lead over Ryan Johnson. A big group behind Matt Cook as Tomasi's on the inside of Cook. Johnson 0.7 seconds behind Phil Martin. Time running out for Ryan Johnson, who's 7/10, almost 8/10 behind race leader Phil Martin. And 11 laps left as they cross the stripe here. Phil Martin, the fastest car, 22.955. As Ryan Johnson putting on the pressure, 6/10 behind. They come around this time, it'll be 10 to go for Phil Martin. So coming off the straight, off the four, there's 10 to go to Phil Martin. You know, Ryan Johnson now the fastest car on the racetrack, 22.917, which was about 400ths faster than tuning, as Tiny Horses with now 4/10. As we're working lap 119 of the 125. Does Johnson have enough time, and does he have anything left in his car to make the attack? Johnson is now there, but can he get the pass? He has caught up the distance, but does he have enough to get around Phil Martin? As Phil's been pretty good at holding people off throughout the evening. We're working lap 120, so they come across this time. It'll be 5 laps to go. Coming off turn number 4, 5 laps to go. Car length separating the 46 and the 3. We'll keep it here. Martin looking in his rearview mirror, keeping the 3 at bay. Phil Martin trying to keep Johnson behind him for 4 more laps. Caution. We're going back here to the 33 and the 03 is what I'm being reported as. 33 down low. Up underneath the 03. It looks like he takes it all the way to the top there and just basically turned the 03. And let's get back to live. Decisions as we're going to be under a green-white checkered here. Jeff Mathis has disconnected. And around comes the 24. And that will put him on the lead lap. So 10 cars on the lead lap. This will be a green-white checkered. This will be it, though. We'll try one time to get it under green. So the caution flag comes out next time. If it's not the last lap, it'll freeze the field. If it is on the last lap, it'll be run to the checkered flag. Looks like the number 33 was given that. The 33 of Scott Serdinsky was issued the penalty for the contact. They're waiting for race control to give the one to go signal to the pace car. All right, waiting for that pace car to turn them lights off so we can get ready to get back to racing here. We are one and only shot at the green-white checkered. One to go has been given to the pace car, so the pace car will be getting off of the track. We'll do 2 laps. 46 will be in command. So once the pace car clears the track, the 46 will